Did you know that over 20% of adults will experience numbness and tingling at some point in their life? Let's tackle this issue together. Numbness and tingling can be a frustrating and concerning experience, often caused by a reduced blood flow or compressed nerve or other underlying conditions. Today we are talking about thoracic outlet syndrome. Thoracic outlet syndrome is a condition where there is pressure on the blood vessels and the nerves coming out of the area between your clavicle and your first rib, known as the thoracic outlet. Compression of these nerves and vessels can lead to either painful conditions like pain in the neck, shoulder, arm and tingling sensation, as well as compression of the vessels and arteries, also leading to numbness, pain, and can lead to blood clots. So for that reason, today I'm going to show you 3 simple exercises that you can do in the comfort of your home that's going to help alleviate that numbness and tingling. So before we get started with our first exercise, it's always a good idea to speak to your healthcare provider first, just to have a look and see whether you are cleared for exercise. Having said that, let's start with our first exercise drill. Well, this is actually a stretch. More importantly, it is a nerve stretch, so this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it is very effective. So this is how we start. We find ourselves a wall. Now we're going to place our hands flat as we can against the wall with our arms straight. So we're going to start with our fingers pointing backwards. It will not work as well with your fingers pointing forward because you want to try and create the full length of the nerve running all the way up the arm into the neck, past that thoracic outlet and into the spine. We want to get that entire nerve to release a bit. So we got our hand flush against the wall, trying to keep the palm flat. And if you cannot get it straight next to you, because ideally you want it to be in the same line as the rest of your body, but I know this is difficult, so maybe start with your hand slightly behind you. Still keeping your chest facing forward. You might feel a stretch coming up into the upper chest. Some people might feel it in the bicep, some people feel it in the forearm, and others will feel it in their fingers. They'll feel like that same tingling sensation or that numbness in the fingers. That means we are over the target, and that's what we're going to be doing now. So from there, I'm just going to move my hand a little bit forward because I'm not feeling any stretch. As soon as my arm is straight in line with my shoulder, now I can start feeling there's a stretch coming up, a nerve stretch coming up all the way through the forearm, into the arms and into the chest. That's what we want. Now, my arm is also as straight as you can. I want you to try and push yourself away using your palm away from the wall so that you got pressure on the wall going through the palm. That's going to increase that painful sensation. I call it a painful sensation because it really is very uncomfortable. It's the nerve. Whenever we work with nerves, it is not a nice feeling. But just think of it this way, it is the process we have to go through. So from there, once we've got our arm locked out and palm flat against the wall, we're going to turn our heads away from the wall, and that's actually going to increase the tension on the nerve very gently. I don't want you to do this fast, very slow and controlled, using your breathing. And breathe out. And then we turn our heads back to our hands, breathing in, and we turn away and get a nice stretch. And you'll actually find that your shoulders will open up and your chest will stretch at the same time, increasing the pull all the way down to the fingers. Come back, and we'll do 5 of these. 3, let's go again. Make sure you turn your neck as far as you can to the opposite side. 4, and last one. And then we'll just hold for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And we can do this on the other side if we experience the same tingling and numbness on the other side. So for our next exercise, we are going to place our elbow and wrist this time on the wall. So we're going to stand at, say, a 45-degree angle with the wall. And we're going to put our arm shoulder height. Make sure that this elbow is the same height as your armpit. Don't let it go too low because that's going to allow the shoulder to take a lot more strain than it's actually supposed to. So we're going to raise it either the same height or even slightly higher. Okay, so I've got maybe a couple of inches above my armpits. Making sure my hand is at a perpendicular angle. I don't want it to be there. I want it to be either there or even slightly outwards. But let's say your range only takes you up to there. One hand's going to be on your rib cage. while you are rotating out. You're going to keep the belly button tight, breathing out as you rotate, and this time you're going to feel the stretch across the chest and the anterior portion of the shoulder. You're not going to feel the nerve at all this time because our arm is bent. And you're going to come back, breathing in and breathe out, and we're just opening up this entire front chest area. Come back and we do another 3 more. And on the 5th one, we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. 3. Let's go for 2 more. Breathe out. 4. That's a good stretch. You feel the stretch all the way coming through the shoulder into the pecs. And 1 more, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And well done. And relax. So now you should feel some activity around the shoulder. It might feel a little bit looser. Your posture may have reset a little bit more behind you. So now your shoulders are, if you've done the other side as well, you'll feel that there's a lot more openness in this front area. And see how the neck movement is as well. And feel, you might not feel it immediately because these changes might take a couple of days or even weeks to take place. Remember, it's all about what your daily habits are. If you sit like this for long periods of time, it's going to take a longer time to actually reverse all that stiffness, especially if you've been sedentary or you've been sitting in that poor posture for years and years and years. It might take a few weeks or even months to get rid of that tingling and numbness sensation, but it will happen over time as long as you stay consistent. And then our last exercise for thoracic outlet syndrome is also a postural correction exercise, just to open up that chest, open up that little thoracic outlet there between that clavicle and that first rib. Very important. We grab our trusty stick. Now, I do have a video on how to open up your chest and improve your posture, especially if you've got kyphosis and you've got that forward shoulder. I'll put a link in the description. You can check out that video over here. So we're going to grab the stick, and this time this is a different stretch. We're going to just put our arms out in the front. Again, it's shoulder height. Take a nice deep breath, and as you breathe out, you're going to pull this stick as close to you as possible, feeling that pinch between the shoulder blades and a stretch in the front. You'll notice that I'm not dropping my elbows because then my chest would be touching the stick way too easily. I'm not feeling any stretch now, so I've got to keep the elbows up. And as I'm moving this stick closer towards my chest, I can feel my chest stretching and the muscles between the shoulder blades getting active. They're contracting now. And I'm going to come back, breathe in and breathe out, and I'm pulling the stick. And I'm showing from the side. I'm pulling the stick, and my elbows remain up, almost the same height as the stick and my wrist. They do not drop. So I'm keeping this up. I really can feel the stretch on my pecs. Breathing in and out. And squeezing those shoulder blades together. Hold for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. So we do a few reps. Pull back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll do one more. Breathe in and out. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just from the front again. Last one. Breathe out. Pull. Touch the chest and squeeze those shoulder blades. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow. That burns pretty much everywhere in the upper body. So if you like these exercises, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And also leave a comment down below and tell me how your exercises are going. See you next time.